Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam on CSGO Station, back with a new comparison video. We're going to be doing the MAC-10 and MP9 comparisons, as they're kind of the T and CT counterparts. Do be sure to let me know in the comments, as always, what gun you'd like me to break down next time, or two guns that you would like me to compare. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoy the channel. I'm going to start by comparing both stats with both guns on the screen at the same time, so you can see everything that I am talking about. But at close range, the MAC-10 does more damage than the MP9 of 29 damage on average, in the MP9 26. We're going to break down each individual part for you guys now. If you shoot someone in the head with the MAC-10 and they are unarmored, it will do 114 damage at close range and 65 if they are armored. Chest and arm is 28 and 16. To the stomach, 35 and 20, because you don't have as much Kevlar there apparently. And on the leg, I finally figured out why it's always the same at 21 damage, because you don't wear Kevlar on your legs, do you? Maybe they should give you some knee pads or something. As you can see, the MP9 is actually slightly weaker by probably about 10% in a lot of places. It does 104 damage if someone's unarmored to the head and 61 if they are armored. Chest and arm is 26 and 15. Stomach 32 and 19. And of course, again, the legs, because you don't wear shin pads, is 19 and 19. I'm going to go through now a little bit differently to how I usually do it, and just go through what's better, what's worse, and show you on screen as well about both of these guns. So the price range is what makes the MAC-10 more useful sometimes, as it is $200 cheaper at $1,050 to buy in game, whereas the MP9 is $1,250. The kill reward, as I think all the SMGs are, is $600, apart from the P90, because it's a spray cannon, so you get less for using that. So try not to buy the P90, as you won't make as much money. Bullet damage, as I say, MAC-10's average is 29, which is 3 above the MP9's 26. The armor penetration is actually slightly better on the MP9 at 60%, which means it ignores 60% of the enemy's armor. It's 57.5 with the MAC-10, so not a big difference. The damage fall off is actually higher on the MAC-10 at 20%, whereas the MP9 is 13. So the MAC-10 drops off its damage a lot quicker, even though its maximum damage is higher. So at long range, it probably actually does a similar damage as the MP9. The firing rate is 800 for the MAC-10 and 857 for the MP9, so very similar. The penetration power is 100% in comparison to the AK-47, which is 200%, and so a lot of the ARs are, so that it's half as good through walls as the ARs, and I believe that the rifles and the sniper rifles and the scout are actually 250%, so even better. They've both got 30 bullets in the magazine, but for some reason the MP9 has an extra 20 in the reserve. Doesn't really make any difference. The mobility is 240 for both. When you have your knife out, you have 250 mobility, so this is at like 95% max mobility with both these guns. So you want to be shooting and moving with this gun a lot of the time, especially at close to medium range. If you're trying to shoot it at long range, which you shouldn't be, you should definitely be tapping. The tagging power is 47% for all, I think, of the SMGs anyways, so both of these guns for sure, which means if you shoot someone, it will tag them for 47% of their mobility for a little while. This is actually quite an interesting stat, and I could probably do a whole video about it, and I may do, is that if you shoot someone with 47% of their max speed, it depends what gun they're using. So if you tag someone that's got an AWP, it's a lot worse than tagging someone that's maybe got their knife out. Although it's still 47%, still nearly half with a knife and half with an AWP is a big difference. The bullet range is the same for both at 3,600 units. I don't think you can ever get to a range with any gun that won't actually do any damage on this game. The standard inaccuracy on the MAC-10 is actually really high. It's 14, whereas the MP9 is 9.6, which basically means it's a lot more accurate. The recoil, however, though, is very similar. It's more of your first bullet to second bullet accuracy that makes the difference. Only a couple of stats left. One of them not useful but interesting is that the fatal headshot range when someone isn't armored is 332 with the MAC-10 and only 140 with the MP9. So if you're playing people that you don't think are going to have head armor, the MAC-10 is just going to be way better, because the long distance one taps are like 2.5 times, which is a huge difference. And they've both got set recoil patterns, as most of the guns do in the game, but not all, and I'll get to one of them in a video soon. So yeah, They're both pretty effective. Personally, I prefer the MP9, even though it does less damage, but it does carry more damage over range. And I personally prefer the recoil pattern. So let me know, what do you guys prefer? I think that because the price is a bit cheaper for the MAC-10, these guns weigh up about the same in the rankings for me. So let me know what you want me to compare next time, and if you want me to compare two guns, or maybe just break down one like I did before. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you at least enjoyed, and have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.